Sam Sulek is a popular fitness influencer known for extreme muscle-building hypertrophy workouts. In contrast, David Goggins is a former Navy SEAL turned ultra-endurance athlete, a record-setting ultra runner and pull-up champion. Sulek's training exemplifies heavy lifting and muscle growth, while Goggins' training is all about long-duration running, body weight endurance, and mental toughness. One is built like a tank for raw muscle and power. The other is engineered for endless stamina and efficiency. Before I really understood training, I assumed being fit meant you'd be muscular and have great endurance. In reality, hypertrophy training and endurance training are not the same. Sure, both will have you sweating, but the programming, the reps, sets, intensity, and even rest periods is completely different. Hypertrophy training is focused on building muscle size and a bit of strength, while endurance training is about increasing how long you can perform an activity. In other words, one is about bigger muscles, the other is about better stamina, and neither automatically gives you the other. Hypertrophy muscle growth training typically means lifting moderate to heavy weights for a moderate rep range. Think about 6 to 12 reps per set at roughly 60 to 85% of your 1 rep max. This range is classic bodybuilding territory. It creates significant tension on the muscles and enough volume to stimulate growth. Endurance training, on the other hand, uses lighter loads or body weight for high reps, often 15 plus per set, or sustained exercise for long durations. In the weight room, that might be circuit training or 20 rep sets at 40 to 60% of your max, deliberately targeting your slow twitch fibers. Outside the gym, endurance training is your long-distance running, cycling, swimming, any exercise performed at a lower intensity but for a long time. Because the goals differ, the rest and structure of workouts differ too. Hypertrophy workouts usually involve moderate rest intervals, maybe 30 to 90 seconds between sets, to keep the muscle under tension while still allowing repeated efforts. The famous pump requires short rests. Endurance training often involves minimal rest or continuous activity. A marathon runner isn't stopping every 5 minutes to catch their breath. A true endurance workout keeps your heart rate up for extended periods. Even in high-rep lifting circuits, rest is kept very short to mimic continuous exercise. The result? Hypertrophy training leaves you with burning muscles and a big pump, whereas endurance training leaves you winded but still able to keep going and going. These different approaches lead to very different adaptations in your body. Hypertrophy training causes your muscles to grow larger and increase in cross-sectional area of muscle fibers, whereas endurance training makes your muscles and cardiovascular system more efficient at sustained work. With classic endurance training, you get improvements in your heart and lung capacity, higher VO2 max, more capillaries in your muscle, and a boost in mitochondria, the energy factories in cells. In plain English, your body becomes a gasoline-efficient engine that can run a long time without fueling out, delaying the onset of muscle fatigue. Hypertrophy training, by contrast, doesn't do much for your VO2 max or endurance capacity. It primarily makes your muscle fibers thicker and stronger. That's why a champion bodybuilder might get out of breath walking up a bunch of stairs, and a champion marathoner might struggle to open a stubborn pickle jar. They've specialized at different ends of the fitness spectrum. Both styles even target different muscle fibers. Hypertrophy training tends to challenge your fast-twitch type 2 fibers, the big, powerful ones that have the most growth potential. Endurance training relies heavily on the slow-twitch type 1 fibers, which are smaller and generate less force, but can work for a very long time without tiring. Type 2 fibers will make you look jacked and help you lift heavy, but they fatigue quickly. Type 1 fibers won't make you swole. They're not as efficient at growing or producing huge force, but they'll let you run a marathon and still have some gas left in the tank. Ultimately, understanding these differences is crucial. Train for the goal you want, bigger muscles or greater endurance, because each style tailors your body in a different way. There's a classic theory called the repetition continuum that says low reps with heavy weight build strength, moderate reps build muscle, and very high reps build endurance. And generally, that's true, but modern research shows there's overlap. You can build muscle even with high reps if you push close to failure, and you can gain some strength with lighter weights too. Still, the emphasis of your training should align with your main goal. Sam Sulek emphasizes heavy resistance training and high workout volume to maximize muscle hypertrophy. often working in moderate rep ranges, approximately 4 to 12 reps per set with substantial loads, a strategy strongly supported by scientific literature. According to Jeff Nippard's analysis, Sulek completed 460 sets in one training period, pushing nearly 96% of those 444 sets to muscular failure, demonstrating exceptionally high intensity and minimal rest between sets. He frequently follows a bro split approach, training one muscle group per day, which Nippard notes may bias upper body development, though this structure supports recovery for high-volume efforts. While research suggests that even 6 to 8 sets per muscle per workout can be effective, with diminishing returns beyond that, Sulek's consistently high volume aligns with recommendations for at least 10 weekly sets per muscle group. Studies confirm that moderate loads, 60 to 80% of 1 rep max, for 6 to 12 reps are optimal for muscle growth, and Sulek's combination of heavy weights and near-failure effort reflects this principle. He varies exercise and rep ranges, which, according to scientific reviews, helps activate a broader spectrum of muscle fibers and supports balanced development. Core hypertrophy principles such as progressive overload, controlled tempo, especially during eccentrics, and good form are crucial, though Nippard suggests Sulek could improve by incorporating more structured periodization rather than relying on intuition. Adequate recovery, both between sets, typically 2 to 3 minutes, and training days, is essential alongside sufficient sleep. Nutrition plays a key role in supporting this intense regimen. Hypertrophy athletes like Sulek often consume a moderate calorie surplus with a focus on protein, 1.4 to 2 grams per kilogram of body weight daily, complemented by carbohydrates to fuel workouts and fats for hormone support. He likely eats multiple high-protein meals throughout the day, using whole foods such as lean meats and dairy, with optional supplementation like whey protein or creatine. David Goggins is a legendary ultra-endurance athlete, known for completing grueling challenges, such as multiple 100-mile races, the Badwater 135 ultramarathon, and once holding the world record for pull-ups, 4,030 in 17 hours, exemplifying a mindset rooted in extreme physical and mental resilience. Central to Goggins' philosophy is the 40% rule, the idea that when we feel exhausted, we've only tapped into 40% of our true capacity, encouraging a relentless pursuit of discomfort to callous the mind. Unlike muscle-focused training styles like Sam Sulek's, Goggins' workout prioritizes cardiovascular endurance and mental grit, often combining long-distance running with bodyweight circuits. His infamous run-push-up-run challenge, involving 6 miles of running interspersed with 25 push-ups every half mile, demonstrates his emphasis on high-volume, sustained efforts. Goggins regularly logs 20 to 30-plus miles per day and incorporates routines like nickels and dimes, 5 pull-ups and 10 push-ups every 5 minutes for an hour, training multiple times a day with low to moderate intensity but extreme duration. Physiologically, this endurance-focused approach shifts the body's adaptations. Prolonged aerobic training increases mitochondrial density, capillary growth, and oxygen efficiency in type 1 slow-twitch muscle fibers, enhancing fatigue resistance and cardiac function, but leading to little muscle growth compared to hypertrophy-focused routines. In fact, research shows chronic endurance work can blunt hypertrophy if combined with resistance training. Key principles of endurance training include long-duration, sub-maximal intensity efforts, often exceeding 60 minutes, high training frequency, 6 to 7 days a week, and progressive mileage buildup. Recovery is crucial due to the cumulative fatigue and muscle breakdown from high-volume training, with rest days or light jogs supporting adaptation. Goggins also incorporates mental toughness drills, such as cold exposure or sleep deprivation, to strengthen psychological resilience. Nutritionally, endurance athletes prioritize carbohydrates, about 6 to 10 grams per kilogram per day, to fuel extended efforts, along with moderate protein intake, about 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram per day, for muscle repair and fats for longer duration fuel. Goggins, known for consuming massive meals to match his caloric output, emphasizes simplicity and discipline over strict diets, relying on practical fueling strategies like energy gels, electrolytes, and caffeine, rather than the high-protein supplementation common in strength sports. When I first hit the gym, cardio was my sworn enemy. I just wanted big muscles, and nothing else mattered. I joked, "Cardio? Isn't that Spanish for I don't do that?" For a while, my hypertrophy-only workouts paid off. My arms grew, shirts got tighter, and the mirror loved me. But that illusion shattered during a simple hike when, 15 minutes in, I was wheezing like I'd climbed Mount Everest while my buddy, a regular runner, chatted away effortlessly. It was humbling and eye-opening. I realized I had strength, but zero endurance. So I sucked it up and started doing cardio. It sucked at first, but over time, I felt more energetic, recovered faster, and looked even leaner. Meanwhile, my marathon running friend, strong in spirit but not in muscle, added strength training and got faster, stronger, and less injury prone. We both learned that true fitness isn't about picking sides. Big muscles are cool, but being able to move and endure matters just as much. Now we both train smarter, blending strength and endurance, and we're better for it. Now let's see how your training should evolve. In the beginning, the best part of training is that almost anything works. As a beginner, 0 to 1 years of consistent training, your body is a blank slate, adapting rapidly to new challenges. This is the magical phase of newbie gains. You can gain muscle, burn fat, get stronger, and improve endurance all at the same time. A simple mix of lifting a couple times a week and adding some cardio like jogging or cycling can produce impressive all-around results. There's no need to specialize yet. Focus on learning good form, building consistent habits, and enjoying the quick progress. Your job is to build a wide, solid base of strength and conditioning. After that first year, you'll likely notice results don't come as easily. Welcome to the intermediate phase, 1 to 3 years. This is where training needs to shift from just do something to do something with purpose. Plateaus start to show up, and your body requires more targeted stimulus to keep improving. This is the time to start tailoring your training to specific goals. Maybe you focused on building muscle but feel gassed going upstairs. Time to add cardio. Or maybe you've been running marathons but feel underpowered. Time to introduce strength work. Strategic planning, like alternating strength and endurance phases or balancing them throughout the week, becomes essential. You'll also learn to manage training volume, prioritize recovery, and make smarter adjustments based on your performance and energy levels. After 3+ years of serious, consistent training, you reach the advanced stage, where progress is slower and harder to come by. Here, training becomes about precision. You can no longer chase every goal at once. Specificity rules. If you're focused on strength or hypertrophy, that needs to dominate your plan, with cardio playing a supporting role for heart health and recovery. If you're an endurance athlete, strength training becomes a tool for injury prevention and power, especially in the off-season. At this level, most athletes periodize their year, rotating focus in training blocks and planning recovery just as carefully as workouts. You become highly aware of the interference effect, where trying to push both ends, max strength and endurance at the same time, can lead to burnout or stalled progress. From your first push-up to advanced periodization, training should evolve with your experience. Early on, do a bit of everything and enjoy the rapid progress. As you advance, training becomes more strategic. Structured blocks, smarter balance, and intentional recovery all matter. But at every level, combining strength and endurance in the right proportions will make you a better, more resilient athlete. It's not about choosing one or the other. It's about knowing when and how to use both. So, after all this, you might still be wondering, okay, but which training style is actually better, hypertrophy or endurance? The honest answer, it depends entirely on your goals. It's not a battle between right and wrong. It's like choosing between a hammer and a screwdriver. Each is great for a specific job. If your main goal is to build muscle, get stronger, and look more defined, hypertrophy training is the way to go. Lifting in the 6 to 12 rep range, pushing close to failure, and progressively overloading your workouts will help you build size and strength. On the other hand, if your goal is to improve stamina, heart health, or perform better in activities like running, cycling, or sports, endurance training is your best bet. Long-duration cardio will condition your body to go further, breathe easier, and recover faster. But here's the thing, you don't have to choose just one. Unless you're training for a specific competition, a blend of both styles is often the smartest approach. Strength training can improve running economy and protect against injury, while cardio can boost recovery and overall energy. The key is finding the right balance. Enough volume and intensity to improve, but not so much that one interferes with the other. For most people who just want to be fit, healthy, and capable, a mix is ideal. That might look like lifting 3 days a week and doing cardio 2 to 3 times a week. You'll build or maintain muscle, support your heart, and feel great doing everyday activities. This hybrid approach is becoming more popular for a reason. It works. At the end of the day, the best style is the one that matches your goals and keeps you consistent. Whether you're chasing muscle, endurance, or a little of both, train smart, stay balanced, and enjoy the process. If you want to learn the differences between hypertrophy and strength training, make sure to watch the next video.